starting the Irish mob. It's home.
Folks, welcome
Talking
back
about
to
a couple of guys in a bar with a bunch of dogs. 50 guys, real pappy
Dogs,
daddies.
just dogs everywhere. Shaw, you do look good in the hat. Not unfortunately.
Yeah, wait, man, unfortunately, it's a great hat.
Because I'm so used to saying unfortunately. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm so used to
things are good. Unfortunately, it's like
yeah,
the Narcos scene. Battle cry.
Well,
I like this movie. You gotta understand. Going into
sucks.
it sucks.
Yeah.
It's called Citizen Kane. It's made by a fat gay guy from the 30s.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand, it's weird, it's old, the acting, it's a good movie, man. It's fine.
No, it's not. Well, you have to understand, a lot of my mentality starts to.
It's not.
They don't know. The average person doesn't know about stroke victim Obama. Okay.
Yeah, this is a somewhat remedial episode as we've floated too many concepts we want to monetize in a Patreon-only episode.
We did a Patreon episode. It was a banger.
It was great. It was one of our best ones ever.
I hate to say it sometimes, right? But the me and Ivy dynamic is so silly, right? And I get DMs from people being like, I don't like the You and Ivy podcast because it turns into a silliness contest of who can be sillier. And then me and Ruben are that is straight remedial child. No, you, bro. It's two guys.
Yeah, and even Hamwich is you get edgy for 5 minutes, but they spend the rest of the hour talking about really specific local restaurants and stuff.
Yes, I'm aware. But B and you strike this perfect balance.
Perfect.
of edgy, of you can't be talking like that, white baby. While also we hit them all, right? But then anytime
philosophical and highly intellectual in this format.
Real.
Yeah.
Intellectual rallying cry is just I'm shaking the dice of intellect.
Intellectioning over here.
I'm letting them fall where they may.
The thunker.
The thing.
Therefore, bro's the thinker. Therefore, he hammer.
I think maybe at the 30-minute mark, if you can remind me. If not, it's fine. But we will have a sponsor for today's episode. Not an actual one. It's us. The sponsor is us.
Okay.
But it's very funny because I've been doing skits for the Patreon, and I've been wanting to do like shooting footage, and I can see how becoming a footage guy makes you a pervert. Right? I totally see it. I personally, because I've always been a footage guy, I've always been a guy who wants to go out and shoot footage. Right? I've just never had the ability to because I've never had the camera. I've never had the lighting set up. Over the course of maybe 12 years, I've managed to get a camera. I've managed to get a decent lighting system. I've managed to get a mic system. But it's been a very long process, right? And I'm glad that I didn't have all of this stuff when I had first met you.
It would have been bad, yeah. We needed to refine the...
Well, because I just would have probably been... The other thing, too, this is another thing. I will never have a sex scandal come out about me because I have a tiny penis. It's just, it's almost not even.
Who else had a tiny penis? Gigi Allen.
Yeah, but it's not, to me, I'm self-conscious about it. And it's a good thing. It is a good thing that I'm self-conscious about this stuff because if I wasn't, I would be sending that shit to everybody. I would, you know what I'm saying? The thing that's keeping me from being a pervert is being very self-conscious. Do you know what I'm saying? I've thought about this
that bitch a picture of my dick, but I don't want her to laugh at it. So
exactly, because it would crush me. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, you like being silly, you like being laughed at. Why you think your dick isn't silly?
No, it is. It works for my vibe, right? But it doesn't work for if I were to try and take this. If I were to try and be a sexy guy,
it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
You know I have a hard time doing dirty talk.
Because you want to do bits. Because you want to do bits through
it. I just said it feels wrong for me to be like, yeah, Yes, you are a slut. You're my little
You
slut.
are daddy's little whore. And you know
You
what? In
like
fact,
that
call me
little
father.
dick? You
Yeah,
like it when I'm fucking you with my penis. Call
yeah.
me
It's just like
daddy. Say you're my little whore.
we've just completely like evaporated whatever girls we have listening to this. Hey, I'm acknowledging things that like I think I'm very grateful that I have the forced humility of having to have been extremely self-conscious of like my body. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I can't imagine what like if you took off that governor for me, what I would be like. And because I see it. I've been on Twitter for a very long time, but like I was really on it. Like when I really started to come around was like 2014, 2015. In that time frame, I have seen so many people just do crazy sex pest shit and like never expect to get caught. And like my brother in Christ, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sliding
This
into
ain't
someone's
Snapchat, man.
like yeah, sliding into someone's
That
DMs
shit.
being
Those
like
images are persistent.
sliding into someone's DMs and being like, I think you're pretty benign. You know what I'm saying? I like but I would never do that because I
They
also
always call HR on me when that happens, but not when the Chad does it.
you're not a Chad. I just don't do it. I don't do it for a lot of reasons, but the main reason is because the most pathetic thing you could ever be caught doing is being nice. Like is like being earnest in the DMs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like being like, you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I
Like
get what you're saying. I
being
don't think it's
earnestly
correct.
horny, not being earnest, being earnestly horny, being earnestly horny,
Yeah.
being caught anywhere being earnestly horny. Bad look, dog. It's a bad look.
Well, that's why I don't say what I want to say. Like they've been doing this on X.com, the Everything app, which great content talking about Twitter on a podcast. I realize it's the crutch
It's awesome.
for most podcasters,
awesome.
but they've
Not for
been
us. Not
the
for us.
gray hair on women discourse going
I saw
around.
that. I saw that. I
And
wrote
it's
up. I
like,
wrote a lot. You know, I wrote like a almost like a 3-page post in response to that where I was talking about the beauty of a woman is in her resiliency, and the proof fact of that resiliency is her age, and like any marking of an age is like a badge of true beauty that can't be. And I like wrote this like long poetic thing, and then I was like, this is freak shit, and then I just deleted it. I thought like that.
was that what Claire
shit.
from
Yeah.
well, my other personality now, or the way I go about the internet is when I see a picture of Claire, Savitz,
like
I think her name is, from what is it, Good Eats or something,
the racist
the racist cooking
the
website.
racist cooking website.
I don't say what goes through my mind and penis.
It's good.
When what's her doodle? I think she's like ice queen of the or something of the presidential cabinet right now. Weird lady.
See, no.
No.
Uh,
She ran for president herself. She's kind of evil.
I know what you're talking about.
She's got those two gray streaks like a Captain Planet villain.
Yeah. She's the surfer.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I can't
She's a
remember her
weird
name.
one, actually.
She is very weird. She's like a
She's
like a Joe Roganite kind of.
Yeah, she's like not good, but she's not. She's kind of a wild card on where she'll come out on a lot of positions.
No, she's bad. I think she's bad.
Yeah, she's not good.
Overall. The one that people get mad at me for is Laura Loomer, but I get it. She's awful. She's racist. She's Islamophobic. She's all of the phobics.
But she's ugly, and that's the worst thing.
And that's what I like about it. That's what I like about her. Right? Is like I like. You know why? Because I got a shot. That's if I'm being real here. Because that's a shoe in. I'm a shoe in for that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with a wink. Hey, what's up?
There's some real small dick.
Tiny, barely even there.
Laura Loomer, come on the show. We'll sexually harass you.
Yeah, sexually harass. It would be funny to do like a reverse fresh and fit, where where we instead of getting a girl on to yell at her and chastise her, we're like Queen, what's your OnlyFans, Queen? Queen, how much, Queen? That's too low. Raise the prices. We'll pay double.
Are we Turkish?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, kind of, maybe. That is kind of a Turkish flex. You know what I'm saying?
As much as they reflects anything. I feel like my Hellenic tendencies mean that's okay for me to be kind of racist against Turkish people.
Mm-hmm.
That and they're loud and annoying and kind of misogynist, but other than that, they're great.
I think that me being on the West Coast is a blessing. Because if I were on the East Coast, I would get Turkish all the time. And you know what I'm saying? Because I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I have a mustache, I have weird body hair. You know what I'm saying? I have I'm both muscular. I'm both the most muscular and fattest person you've ever seen.
You do some problematic defense of some pretty bad dudes.
Pol Pot.
Woke Mussolini.
Yeah, woke Mussolini.
Which are just regular Mussolini.
Yeah.
Hey, Adolf, I like you, man, but you start to saying these weird things about the Aryan race and the Jews. It's a little weird.
One of the things that really fucking... I don't talk about this often because it makes me sound like you, and I hate it, right? I don't like this. But, I don't fuck with a lot of, the modern leftist tendency of, picking a guy that you enjoy and just being or not, picking a guy who had the politics that you had and then making him Jesus, right? The Stalin, and then of all of the ones that usually get that treatment, it's the white Western, it's Stalin, you know what I'm saying? It's I almost said Putin, but I meant Lenin. Close enough.
Lenin I got a lot less beef with, even as a non-communist. Lenin...
Marx,
but really, Stalin kind of ruined everything that Lenin set up. He set him up, and then Stalin was like, "What if I knock down everybody else?"
But my take on all this, right, is that for me, the third world is a lot more interesting. The third worldist, the Bandung Conference, a lot of that stuff is way more interesting because it requires, I don't know. There is an aspect where there's a racial aspect to a lot of this stuff that people don't want to address, right? And and it's just well, I really like their politics. And it was no, dog, if you think Karl Marx invented the state should share its wealth with other people, you're kind of an idiot. He was probably the best guy to ever write that down, but he didn't invent it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's been floating around as a concept. I mean, the Catholics,
early Christians, it's in the Acts of the Apostles. It's literally in the Bible.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like communism, it's just secular Christianity.
Sometimes it is. I don't know. I find myself really liking liberation theology shit, right? That's always been my big thing. I really enjoy the way I'm not gonna say that the Sandinistas are good people because they were very weird about women's rights and abortion rights specifically, but I think that's a Spanish colonization thing.
Perfect.
Yeah, true.
I'm a pretty big Castro stan, even as a non-communist. He's the one guy who did it.
He is. You're right. Castro is the guy. He's one of the best to do it.
Without it turning into a nightmare shit show or becoming the world's future communist capitalist power.
Ho Chi Minh is another guy that doesn't get a lot of love, and he should. Fucking who's the other one? Thomas Sankara. There's a lot of guys that get that. I mean, even he's very extremely problematic, but Muammar Gaddafi trying to start a United States of Africa was kind of the hardest thing anyone had ever
Obama
envisioned.
getting a haircut.
Yeah, Obama getting a haircut.
It kind of comes into something I've been thinking a lot lately, right or left, or things that involve these kind of big, large, sweeping societal structures, attempting to restructure society from the bottom up, but doing it from the top down. It does come down to the cult of personality. The strong man can get stuff done, but it's a fucking bottleneck because after they die, things almost FDR was the American progressive strongman, and he got a lot done, and he didn't do it by respecting the things that like we whine about Donald Trump doing a lot of them right now, like, oh, he's violating our precious standards and our
yes and no.
But like FDR did that stuff too, but we liked it when he did it.
Well, we liked it when he did it because he was raising a definitive value and bringing it to the American public.
We perceive it as such. Donald Trump's followers perceive him as doing something. No,
that's not true.
Lines.
That's
the thing
not,
is that
the
when
perception
Donald Trump
part
dies.
I got a problem with the way that you're talking about it in the perception part because, like, unironically, fucking what is it called? He started it. The what is that called? The
Social
fucking
Security. A lot of things.
Social Security. A lot of the public works that he put in. A lot of like even the national park stuff, which I know was the other guy. But like all of that, those are you can look at those. Those are genuine goods.
I agree.
Right. Those
I see them that way, but a lot of people disagree. I think they're wrong.
Anyone who sees that, anyone who cannot see that, is literally one of two things. They have a vested interest in it not performing because they like it's the cui bono. They would benefit from that, which in that case they do not represent the overall major majority of people. So fuck them, right? And then the second one and the more important one is they are too ignorant to understand the good that they receive out of it.
See, that's when I start getting a little like...
I know that, but like you...
like, well, you don't agree with me because you're ignorant. It's like, I don't know about that.
No,
the fact that I put it in these terms doesn't mean that I feel less strongly about it. It's just how I talk about these sort of things.
Like, especially Social Security, public works, a lot of the stuff that he did... Like, listen, I don't fuck with FDR, right? I do fuck with, like, his ideas, but I don't fuck with him purely because, like, the way... Look, hey, listen... He did the Japanese extremely wrong. Like, the Japanese Americans, extremely dirty. Filthy,
he did.
right?
Not
and
cool.
he did it in a way, he did it for, like, literally no other reason than he just didn't want to, like, think about, you know, he had just too much shit going on. And, like, that, and that's just
I don't want to excuse him, but, like, he did have a lot going on.
Yeah, and he was just like, you know what, I don't want to fucking think about this, lock him up. And that's fucked up, right? That is extremely fucked up. And, like, it's not an atrocity on the same level as like slavery or like fucking, but it is still at its core, it is an atrocity. It was
a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. And then beyond that, but I'm saying though, like the core value, the economic value that Social Security brings into everyday, like even Jeff Bezos will collect Social Security, right? This idea that it doesn't matter how much money you make, you will still collect it. At its core, that is, and if you cannot recognize that it is a fundamental human good, if you cannot recognize that even the rich collect this thing, even if it's not as much, you know what I'm saying? Even like it serves the purpose of all people, you are either being willfully ignorant, which in that case, fuck you, or you are being genuinely ignorant, which in that case, also fuck you, but here, let me teach you. Here, let me try and show you the impact that this brings into your life.
I say double fuck the second one, educate the first one, because the unwillfully ignorant, there's hope for the willfully ignorant, no hope. But I agree with you. I just have a certain linguistic discipline that I practice on this sort of thing. And my point was that
this is two bitches being like, exactly, but in different ways, though.
Exactly, but I phrase it a certain way because I have a kind of agnosticism fetish.
Jesus.
But what I was trying to say is he got all these things done. We like him. He did not do it by respecting the procedures and processes, the things that we criticize the current people for. However, once he was out, once God had to nerf him because he was too powerful.
He's not too powerful, generational run. You know what I'm saying?
Everything kind of started falling apart like the next day.
This comes, I mean, I have a this is one of the few things that I do have a prescriptive answer for, right? And that is homies, right? Like, the idea...
Clearly, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to fix everything. That also kind of set a bad precedent on the way the executive branch could be handled, I feel like. But
true that. But I mean, like, what I'm saying is that, like, what you were getting at earlier, but the idea of, like, strong men do set, like, it's strong personalities that do set the tone for the way that things work, right? Like, the continuation of, like, the project. Shaggy, if nothing, me and you, Ivy and Ruben even, are all people with extremely strong personalities. By
Yes.
all measures, none of this should work. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all fucking mercurial and prone to antagonism and fighting, and we don't. And the reason why we don't is because we all make conscious efforts not to.
We were fighting just earlier.
We're fighting. I still disagree with you, you son of a bitch. I think Hope
I still
is good.
disagree with you.
Yeah.
First of all, you're being reductive by tape, and you and I'm sorry, Scuba Steve, I love you, but you're both being reductive. Like you're just being Catholic. Like no, not.
Hope isn't faith. The hope that you're describing is just faith, and
it's similar to. However,
it's the same. It's one and the same. I'm sorry.
It's a tumor that looks like faith and has many of its still similar properties. Faith is a tumor too, but
for those, what I was getting at though, is that like there is an aspect of like intention that doesn't happen. There's always the intention of this is what the strong personality, the archetypical, the leader wants. And it is through pure intention that they get what they want. But there's no intention for continuation of the project, right? There's intention of I would like to select a leader to take my place when I'm gone, but that's not intention, right? Like in a lot of ways, I mean, I hate to say this, but like the way that the Chinese dynasties lasted for as long as they did, for like thousands of years and shit, the way that they did that was they had a lot of bureaucracy that was like from birth, you will be groomed into this role, right? Because this role is larger than you. This role is the continuation of our entire humanity. You know what I'm saying? And like, in order for us to continue existing as a people, you have to be good at your job. And like, I mean, we're just getting into Space King territory. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like just like picking and selecting.
We need to rebrand in the Space King, by the way.
the space emperor, the space monarch, the
King of Earth in space.
King of Earth.
We'll workshop
we'll
it later. Fuck you, goofballs.
Yeah, you fucking dickheads. You
stealing our idea without
our idea without even running it by us. You guys couldn't Google Space King and see if.
Scroll down to like the 15th page on Google
results.
See
maybe we fucking had a claim to the Space King. You know what I'm saying? You dickheads.
I think you guys, all of our listeners, you can avoid their mistakes by every time you think you have an idea.
Yeah.
Make sure that your old friends here at Homievulgaris didn't have it first and that you're not.
Yeah. Stealing it.
Intentionally, but still in a very real way, robbing us blind, doing us violence.
Yeah.
And frankly, pressing us.
Yeah.
Marginalizing us.
Yeah, why don't you think about that? Examine that. Do you remember? I used to hate. One time someone told me that in a group chat that I got kicked out of because they were doing eugenics and they were talking about how they were talking about curing Down syndrome.
Oh, you were like, what if we cured autism? And everybody got real quiet.
No, that was a different group chat.
That's one of my favorite of your stories. You just is like, well, let's get rid of autism. Hang on, buddy.
There was a growing movement in like post. We've been talking about Obama because
miss him.
No, because on the Patreon, I talked about a guy. I've been thinking up skits and stuff, and I thought about a guy who fucking has a stroke and because I don't know if you know this is an actual thing that happens. People can have strokes and then they can develop accents from the strokes.
Just look at the president.
Yeah.
He is just like straight up now like, oh, Mr. President, are you going to Antifa McDonald's after the thing? Why do you think I should? Do you want to go to McDonald's? We can go to McDonald's. I'm allowed to go to McDonald's. We can do it if you want. Like he's like a toddler grandpa the way he talks. It's weird. Do you want some hard candy? I'm allowed to give it. I'm allowed to give you hard candy.
When Stephen Miller said, yeah, I hate him so much. It's so funny to me that everyone's just now seeing Stephen Miller because like I've been on the fuck Stephen Miller trip because of Pod Save America. Right? Pod Save America, they're like, yeah, Stephen Miller being a racist. And like, but then like every time he says something where he's like, we have to secure our borders, Tommy Vitor's tripping over his cock to be like, well, I mean, he's right. We do have to support our border. Like, no, dude, don't give the racist guy some flowers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, I'll give a fascist flowers. Benito Mussolini, you know what he wasn't? A racist. He was a lot of things. He was a lot of terrible things. You know what he wasn't? A racist. He did low key. He was just like,
he just understood you could use racism to get what you want.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, you know what? I recently read a quote from him because I'm reading a biography about him, and I read a quote that he wrote to like the some national review thing that he was writing for and he wrote for them, and he was like,
is this before or after fascism? Because he definitely
this is after.
He rebranded pretty hard at one point.
This is post-fascism.
Fascism basically started out as like a weird poetry project with him and his friend.
Yeah, yes. You're absolutely.
I know.
It was him and his homies writing gay poems to each other, and be like, "What if we made this a government?" And then it's crazy. It's like low key. His story is like, what if Pinterest became part of the U.S. government? Right? It's the same. Like that's how fascism.
He was the one that was able to get into art school.
Yeah. So he wrote.
We call it endorse the actions or history of Benito Mussolini.
We don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was a bad guy. He was a bad guy. He low key was woke, but he was a bad guy. We got to remember that, right? Just like, listen, me and Pol Pot have the same idea about nerds, which is that if you're a nerd, you need to be shot in a field. But like, I wouldn't do it. Pol Pot did it. That's the difference between the two of us. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
Sometimes I've been dealing with, I feel like I'm one of the last of a dying breed who doesn't think that people should just be, killed all the time.
Maybe, but...
I understand. I'm trying not to be a hippie about it, though.
It's because you're a dying breed. You're a romantic, Shogs.
We're just not advocating full out. We should all do a bunch of murder, and whoever does the best murder will get to sit outside.
I don't want murder, but I definitely know. I realize it's required, right?
Yeah, you need a little murder, but every day, ways to
every day I am encountering people in my real life that the thing that flashes in my eyes is that stupid Steven Universe. I think we're gonna have to kill this guy, Steven, right? You know what I'm saying? Every day, the hope of I hope I could come to some kind of hopeful agreement and understanding, and you can recognize me as a person, and we can have a debate about where executive powers can lay rest, and where the public good can come in and sweep in and take over, and there should be some type of morality that we can all agree on that is nobody should be left behind. Everyone should get an equal opportunity to fucking do something good in this world. I totally get, yeah. The problem is we don't have guys who want to debate that stuff. We have guys being like, if you're a trans person, you should not exist. If you are Mexican, and you are on American soil, you should be nuked or shot into space. You know what I'm saying? We're not at a point where we can just argue about have a friendly agreement of no, I just think maybe there should be a path to citizenship that should be a little more difficult, but we should also help in your countries and not cripple them with fucked up trade agreements.
First of all, that is a pretty. Okay, the other side is saying that, but they're and then the other side is saying, what if we were good and didn't hate it? No, it's not as simple as there's one side that says, I love evil and the devil, and one side that says, I'm a good boy and I'm good all the time, and it's great, I'm not also trying to do false equivalencies, but everybody, this whole, it's so,
Listen,
but then also, if you get to the point where, well, they say that we should be murdered,
60%.
We're better than them. So
I genuinely believe.
If everybody thinks everybody else should be murdered, what's the fucking moral distinction anymore?
60% of the Republican army is crazy to say, but 60% of the Republican population probably is a lot more socially liberal than they're letting on, right?
40% tops.
40%
generous,
right? I'm saying and what I mean by socially liberal is that they just kind of want, what they really want is a Jim Crow era, but for them, they want to Jim Crow themselves, where they want a separate but equal. Do you know what I'm saying? They kind of just want listen, we want our own Hollywood where we can watch Kevin Sorbo say being gay is bad, and give him that, sure, give him that. I think that's fine. I will never, right? The problem is that The problem isn't those 40% of people. The problem, I'm gonna say 60, because I think that 60% of population of Americans don't really care either way. They just want to be entertained. They want to be able to gamble on stake.com. They want to be able to talk to their ex AI girlfriend. They want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? They just want to fucking feel good in a time where feeling good is increasingly rarer and harder to sustain.
It's not, is the thing. Like, the entire world is, like, feeling good, maybe. I mean, they get into, like, good versus pleasure. And, like, I've always been pretty leery of pleasure as an end in and of itself, because we absolutely do exist in infinite dopamine. It's not even pleasure, though. It's just
to quote the Dave Matthews Band. To quote the Dave Matthews Band, feeling good is good.
Okay, but also, counterpoint to quote Sheryl Crow, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad?
I love this. I love us. I love when we do this shit. I don't have an answer for that, dude. But all I'm trying to get at is that, like,
nobody did. That's why she dropped off the map. Nobody could challenge her. Nobody could argue her down. So she had to soak up the sun and take some photographs, and that's the last we heard from her.
Yeah, soak up the sun. You're gonna tell everyone. Oh, Jesus Christ! You know, that's when I just sail away. Real Enya pilled. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to sail away.
Yeah.
I mean, I am sailing away. Set a course for the open sea, because I've got to be free.
Whereas I just want a Donald Trump.
Oh, me? I just got out from doing a 10-year bid, you know? Remember when I was in showers? Never wanted to be clean again in my life. But I'll tell you what, no one would have made the time pass a lot fucking faster if I'd been subscribed to the $10 free felony tier. The Homievulgaris podcast. Patreon.com.
The Homie Collective.
Got a free felony tier. As a matter of fact, I just subscribed today, so I'm not going back this time. Come here, give me it right now! Give me this evidence.
Hey, what the fuck, bro? Hey, come back! What are you doing? Black version, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that.
Maybe that's what you need.
For those who don't know, we've just been quoting songs to each other back and forth.
Maybe that's what. The last one is still I feel like you hit a point where it's like, oh, everybody knows about the great song written by Prince.
No, you gotta let people know.
There's always people know. So go look at it. The worst part is it so
slaps.
Good.
It fucking slaps so hard, and the song should not.
It's beautiful.
If he would have ran that as his fucking he could have ran that as his campaign, and I probably would have voted for his stupid ass, because I'm like, well, he gets it. He can Anyways, all I'm saying is that, like, there definitely is a large portion where you have to show them that the path that they are on is legitimately against their own interest, right? And they will change course, and they are starting to recognize I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it happen in real time. I'm seeing people who were just kind of disaffected and didn't care see grocery prices continuously increasing, watching their crypto holdings just get fucking completely wiped out, seeing all of these terrible things happen to them, and connecting the dot of, like, Donald Trump said he was going to fix this shit, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And in that way, like, these are people who aren't they're not, like, committed Nazis. You know what I'm saying? They're not people who have committed themselves to some kind of, like, ideological bend. And I think that is important to, like, be aware of that. However, there is, like, maybe a 10 to 15 to 20% of people out there that have committed themselves to this.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk them out of this.
No,
And
but
we
you
have
really
to
only
kill
have
those
to
guys.
kill. You really only have to kill like 1 to 5% of them actually get the others kind of stopped.
Maybe, but like the conversation has to
and that's a pretty small subsection. That's probably less than 3 million Americans in the target group, and then you kill maybe 150,000 of them.
Yeah, like this is we're
10,000 even.
Listen, I'm okay with it.
Heck, you could probably do it under 1,000 in the current age with the way you can do media.
True, it's true. It's true. Listen,
and
I'm not saying
you just gotta write on the bullet shell case.
You gotta write a manifesto
peace
on the bullet shell
and love.
We killed this guy for peace.
More hate.
Yeah, we killed this guy. Stop Asian hate. And it's
I kill spiders to save butterflies. Let them know you like anime.
Hell yeah. Jesus Christ.
This is a great episode.
You're right. Ooh, they would just be no idea. I would love to see that, because I would love to see like Kash Patel going on live television and being like, written on the bullet casing was ooh woo, and I would just just hearing them say ooh woo, hearing Chris.
I can only assume that they noticed my bulge.
Going, fucking, was it Chris Matthews, hardball with Chris Matthews going on and being like, tonight's news? Someone said, ooh woo. What does it mean? Is it a anti-fascist rallying cry?
On the bullet that killed Mr. Beast, fired by the Antifa gunman. Excuse me, Gun Day.
Gun Day. Gun Day is very good. I like Gun Day a lot, dude. Shouts out to all my gun days out there, for real. Like, shouts out to them. Like, we should try and read
a solo polyamorous.
Sirhan's kind of a gun day, I think. Probably the first one, right? Sirhan kind of strikes me as a gun day.
Guy.
Yeah, but like the name Sirhan, you know what I'm saying?
It's just not American. It is a funny name though.
Yeah. To be named the same thing twice is kind of hard.
It's pretty crazy to have that name and kill a Kennedy. Like, bro.
I don't think he did.
Stop trying to be the main character.
Personally, I don't think he did it. I don't know if you've read the...
I read a little bit. I mean, I think he did it. I think it's incontrovertible that his body did it. But yeah, like, what was going on with him and what was happening? Why was he doing it? It's a little...
One of the things... So there's a report. There's like multiple reports. If you ever go into this... I read this guy. He's like a right-wing... He's kind of a right-wing... Glenn Beck type guy, kind of, right? But his whole thing was that he did conspiracy theories and stuff, and I really liked his work. I really liked his work because he would give you just the facts, and then when he would sum them up, like he kind of clued you into, okay, you can stop reading now, because he would tell you like, these are the facts as I see them, blah blah. These are the facts of the story. This is all the stuff that's like provable. That it, like, and he goes, but let me tell you how. Then he would always end it with like, but let me tell you what you're really seeing, and then it would just immediately be like just be some kind of like fascist slop of being like the reason why 9/11 happened is because there's too many black people in Queens. It's like, what?
That's a crazy word. Actually, it's like that's proper villain shit. Like, you're one of the actual evil geniuses that is smart.
Yeah, it's like he would do a lot like, and it's anyways, he did one about Sirhan. I can't remember his name. It's not Donald Jeffries.
It's Sirhan.
It's Sirhan. No,
said his name like you.
No, I'm saying the name of the author.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The name of the author. I'll find it. He's in my audiobooks. I'll plug him somewhere. But he does a lot of interesting coverage of stuff. And one of the ones, another one he did was the Boys Town stuff, which crazy work. Yeah. Yeah. You can't talk about that without immediately becoming schizophrenic. You just cannot.
Yeah, I'm like, look, that one's a real weird one.
Yeah, you can't.
If it was even one, I don't even know at this point.
It was, but
information is impossible.
Anyways, in the one he talks about Sirhan, and like I went and verified this by looking at other documents about this stuff, and like the CIA, I think in 2006, released some files that were hidden. The one thing that literally no one covered is that they all saw a thick ass woman, like an impossibly thick woman, and I think about her all the time because everyone reports that before Sirhan shot, like, I think it was Robert Kennedy. I forget which Kennedy it was. It was one of the Kennedys. But before he shot him, he was seen arguing with a woman that was holding a brown paper bag that seemed to be carrying something heavy in it. The thing that everyone noticed about her was she was very buxom and she had a very plump butt. And like, can you imagine? Like, this happened in what, the 60s, the late 70s, right?
Late 70s, late
early
60s.
early 70s. They didn't have
60.
You might have been 69. They didn't have thick ass bitches in 69. That was not something that existed. The closest thing they had to it was Mama Cass and Marilyn Monroe before her.
No, they did though. Like if you look, no, look. No, I'm just gonna say they sure as shit did. You just gotta watch enough old movie. Like there was like. There've always been like patriarchal body standards for the ladies and all, but like they do change over time and they're rarely like big and fat. But like there's definitely like up until I'm gonna say 80s or 90s.
That was maybe? The 80s and the 80s up until like literally the late 2000s. It was illegal to have.
Because before cocaine really hit like that, they didn't even know girls could get that skinny.
It's true. The 80s, I would have had a bad time in the 80s. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have been gay. Because they just wouldn't have made women thick enough for me. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember in the 2000s really not being interested in women because they weren't thick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't until like 2007 that I met my first thick ass woman and I was just like, oh, yeah, no, I do like girls. Like, oh yeah, that's what I was missing. That's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? I needed a bigger, like a big girl. You know what I'm saying? A bigger
also,
girl.
Like, not to get too hippy dippy, America's built on poisoning you, but like, the quality of food people ate back then was a lot better, and people tended to move around and have less sedentary lives. So developing the modern levels of thickness could happen, but it was a lot less common just because the lifestyle back then didn't.
Yes and no, because I would say that if you ever watch those videos of, so I've been watching a lot of wrestling videos because this is a little preview that I wanted to give to the homies, maybe a little preview of some of the skits going on. I've been thinking about doing with me and Hamwich doing like two wrestling guys where we're doing like promos, and one of the guys is like obviously just he's getting gay, he's doing gay shit, he's like, right, because that's the obvious joke of being like, I'm gonna get him in here, I'm gonna bend him over and I'm gonna cream him, you know, like just like that kind of, right. And then my role is not to do gay shit, but to just get increasingly poetic, being like the arc of a man bending betwixt your hands, when you see the subtle crescent that is his spine. like just, you know, really like getting poetic. The idea is like, who's gayer? One of us is gay literal, one of us is doing gay yeah, that's the joke. Anyways, I have been watching a lot of wrestling promos from the 80s. Like watching what was it? The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, who's the other one? I can't remember. Macho Man Randy Savage. Who's the Ultimate Warrior? Who, by the way,
insane person,
extremely underrated. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage was the best." No, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to get into. Ric Flair is one of the best, but it's by and large, it is the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior just coming full mascara, face painted. You know what I'm saying? Just coming out there, just being and he's just being like, he's like, they think I'm gonna lose, but I've already won because I don't have to play the game. Like, just like everything he says is scary, right? He's a scary ass dude. Anyways, I've been watching these things and I've been like, I went and looked, I'm like, how old were these guys because they look like in their 40s and 50s, right? Like, and these guys are like 26. They're like 26 and early 30s. And like, they look like dog shit, dude, right? And it is not because, like, if you look now, like, even at his prime, like John Cena, when he was the same age as these guys and cutting wrestling promos, he didn't look like these guys. He still had like I think the term for it is neoteny, which is like baby features.
Well, it's kind of a feature of us wrestlers. Like, I'm almost 40, and people back in the 70s when they're my age, they look like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And like it's just kind of happened like all around. Like I think a lot of that has to do with like we don't smoke as we don't
medical. It's medical.
Medical, but also like there's less chemicals in the water. There's less there's less smog in the air. We just have lifestyles that are not as harsh as they were even like 30 years ago. Like
the
EPA was actually doing some good work until they decided that that had to go.
You know what I looked into recently? You remember this because you're then. I remember like having a panic attack about this in the 90s as a child because of Linda Ellerby. Linda Ellerby scared the fuck out of me one night at Nick at News at Night or Nick News, right? When she was talking about the hole in the ozone layer and how like it's gonna cook the inside of like it's just she like described it as like a magnifying glass over an ant, and like that magnifier glass can hit a city and just fucking evaporate it. And like that was a genuine fear, like the hole in the ozone layer, which that's not how the
it's not gonna work like that.
Yeah, it's literally not how that works at all. Like, but listen, we didn't have the same journalism standards that we do. People love to be like, back in the day, they were doing real journalism. No, they weren't. We've always been like this. It's always been this way, right?
That's objective. I mean, I've never been perfect, but no, we did like. Have you ever seen the movie Network? I fucking love the movie Network.
I have seen Network. Everyone tells me
it's my favorite movie.
It's fine. It's all right. I just think it is very much a wake up sheeple ass movie. It's
also the wake up sheeple guy gets completely co-opted by the corporation, and then they kill him once the ratings peter off. It's kind of cynical about waking up the sheeple. Like, I think so much about Warren Beatty's little speech that he does to Howard Beale about you've meddled with the primal forces of nature. You're this little man who still believes in countries. There are no countries. There's only IBM and AT&T and Exxon. And you think in Moscow they sit when they have their meetings, they get out, they study Karl Marx? No, they get out their planning charts and look at profit over. It's like that was I'm still black-pilled from watching that movie. Like, it's never left me.
For me, to be honest with you, the thing that really kind of, like, radicalized me, the kind of thing that changed my worldview was when I was 15, I was getting really into Immortal Technique, right? Which is right around the time when that's supposed to happen. And I was, like, showing my friends, and my friends were, like, they were also getting radical. Like, dude, this is sick as fuck. And, like, we were all, like, hanging out, and one day our friend Kirby came to pick us up. And he was driving. I'm like, yo, put this tape in. And him and his girl.
Was like, Poyo.
No. Him and his girl were sitting in the front seat. And he put it in track 1. And it was like Dance with the Devil. And it was on. It was playing. And then he looked at his girl. And like he looked at me. And then he's just like, he took the CD out. And he fucking threw it out the window. And I go, yo, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? And he was just like, that shit scared the hoes, man. He was like, listen, she's scared. Like, look at her. She's scared, dog. He's like, listen, we can't be doing that hoe scaring shit. You want to go get conscious on your own time. But if you want hoes in your life, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta fucking recognize what they want. And then I was just like, Kirby put me up on game. Like, that's real.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I was like, oh, yeah, he's right. He's right. Go get conscious on your own time. You know what I'm saying? Go get conscious. Go do that shit on your own time, dude. You don't gotta, whatever principled thing you think you're doing, whatever. You're scared.
Kind of same kind. He's like guy who puts on a bread tube video essay at a party.
Yeah, don't do that. I was going to become that guy. I could have easily. I think every day I thank Kirby for fucking changing the trajectory of my life.
Do that. Put on the Price Master at a party. That doesn't scare the hoes.
That does it. It does make the hoes wonder why you got invited, though. It's like, who invited this guy? It's also like, did I ever tell you about the time that I tried to show Christine Longmont Potion Castle, and she did not understand it at all, right? And like, yeah, it was the clown one, and she was like, I don't get it. Why doesn't that guy just why doesn't that guy just rent him the room? And I'm like, what?
You rent a room to a guy who's gonna really spread out.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
get buck wild up the mouth. I think I fucked up because I came up with a character and now I'm like kind of prepping ideas for a story about him. It's like I think I might have accidentally came up with the White Shaft. His name's Buck Wilder.
Buck Wilder's pretty good. Not gonna lie to you, I honestly think white exploitation movies should exist.
They
You
do.
know what I'm saying?
But they're weird. Like the Elvis movie, Kissing Cousins, I think Gummo's kind of white exploitation.
Yeah, it's a white. I can see that. The other one I would think of is like Deliverance. Deliverance is kind of a white exploitation movie. Deer Hunter a little bit.
We're doing Mormon exploitation, LDS exploitation right now, like with that Mormon wife show. Like everybody around here has got those fucking dirty sodas or whatever that the white women that watch the Mormon shows come and get into. It's like, that's a real weird one to see happening.
That's like
my favorite Mormon wife, sister wife from TV.
Thing that I really don't like. This is like this is me. This is old man yelling at cloud, right? I had a conversation one time. This felt racist at the time, but I'm recognizing that it didn't come from a place of racism, but it felt extremely racist when I was talking. I had a conversation with a girl. We were talking a few years ago. And she was being like, you kind of lived through the 90s, so, like, what was it like? I'm like, fuck, I was, like, a child. I was 10 in 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it was like, dog. Like, it was just and she goes, yeah, but I like to think about the 90s a lot. And she goes, you know what I really liked? Is that black people all dressed the same in the 90s. And I was like, what? And she goes, like, they had, like, a uniform. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, she goes, like, yeah, they all wore the same kind of clothes. And I was like, bitch, what are you saying? What are you, like, literally, I've been like mad racist. And then I went back and looked at like 90s, like.
Kind of get what she's talking, like
there was an identity.
Puffier jeans, little leather jackets, but like not like biker jackets. But
yeah. No, there was a cultural identity that was black. But then I started really looking at it. It wasn't just them. Everybody had a cultural identity that was regional. And the regional cultural identities existed because of the way that media existed at the time. It took longer for media to report what people were looking and dressing like to influence everywhere else. Whereas now, the internet, that shit happens instantly, simultaneously. It's why there almost is no discernible difference between someone from LA and someone from Bushwick.
That's true, because like I've lived all around the country over a long period of time, and I have seen things becoming like I live in Montana. And you still see some holdovers that tend to have a little more Western. I'm not like everybody dresses like a cowboy, but there's definitely historically been a more kind of a butch functional kind of workwear-ish. It's cold out here, and it's really hot. You gotta. But I have seen like this kind of synthetic top, usually kind of tight, mesh knit sneakers. I've seen men especially really homogenizing, and this honestly, I hate how men dress.
I'm sorry, it's something that
I do a little athleisure here and there. I do, but I try and use some interesting silhouettes and stuff. And
it's my day-to-day wearing clothes is just like some type of sweatpant and like a t-shirt.
Yes, but I'm conscious about the cut of my sweatpants, especially when shoes.
I also am, but I just like a taper.
I got these New Balance 993, made in America, great sneakers, amazing, great, big chunky ones.
I hate your love of New Balance. I'm sorry.
But they look really good with shorts, because you get that kind of Mickey Mouse, Sora kind of shorts and legs and big shoes. I love that silhouette for me. But also because they're big, we get the like runner style sweatpants, where I bet they look great with some of those like Japanese like pole climber construction worker pants.
Yeah, they're like almost like the tapered cut.
Yeah, well you have just that like that, but then a little, and then you got great, love it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I have a big fat ass, so I need tapered clothes. I have big fat ass and like big calves, so like anything to make my calves look bigger and more muscular is like it's a good look for me. But anyways, I'm trying to say,
I'm gonna say, is a man in an Under Armour t-shirt is the centerpiece of his outfit. I can't. It feels like a toddler to me.
That's a rough look. That is a rough look, right? If you're dressing unintentionally like a toddler,
yeah.
You know
well, no, they're not dressing like a toddler, but it's like the adult equivalent. Like dressing like a toddler, like that's a different thing. A lot of guys dress like toddlers too.
But I think that those guys who dress like toddlers intentionally are cool, whereas guys who don't dress, guys who do it accidentally, guys who just put on a t-shirt and big shorts and big shoes, like the silhouette you were talking about. That that is cool, but also you do look like you look like a grown ass toddler.
You don't look like Mickey Mouse or Sora.
Nah, you don't.
Hearts.
You look like a toddler. If you further accentuate and lean into it by putting like a sippy cup on a carabiner and putting it on your side,
a propeller beanie would be good.
Propeller beanie,
find one of the highest quality.
Yeah, propeller beanie.
Heritage
American made propeller beanie. It's like a 5-panel hat with like fucking.
Like most of these propeller beanies just aren't built to last.
It's
the
made
motor
of wood.
wears out.
Fucking Jesus Christ, dude! It's made of wood and leather. It's got a leather bill. It's fucking. We should honestly, if we had stupid money, if this somehow took off and we ended up making good money, I would fund your dumbass ideas of like making heritage wear propeller beanies.
I designed a pair of boots once, posting boots, and obviously I couldn't ever be like, oh yeah, I'm going to find a way to manufacture proper boots for a podcast, but they were designed to be uncomfortable to wear.
Yeah.
And hurt you.
So when you post, it makes your post good, I guess? Yeah, I can see that.
It's to punish you for posting.
It's to punish you for posting?
They were a punishment device to like, I was like, they were your posting boots. Strap on your posting boots.
I always love the idea of knee-high.
I think anybody who would buy them would deserve to be punished. So.
I always like the idea of knee-high boots for men, right?
Yeah.
Like knee-high boots with a stiletto heel, right? But like they're specifically for men. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're like, no, these are for men. And like the idea of like just the marketing of it, like making
hard to find with stiletto heel, but like if you got a pair of riding boots, like you could have them reheeled. Yeah, no, I'm talking about like, okay, think about the butter leather. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking the Timbs. Yeah, the classic, that yellow Timbs look. Imagine it now up to your knee. It's a knee-high boot. It's all the way up to your knee. Now, also imagine it with a stiletto, with a 6-inch stiletto, and it's for men. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's made specifically for men. And the idea behind it is that, like, I just want to see guys in jeans, right? And the guy being like, what's son got on? And then he just lifts up and you just see it go all the way up to his knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's beautiful to me. Have you ever seen the one of the funniest images of Twitter that I think about all the time is the guy, and it's an album cover, and I think it's an album cover for the guy, I can't remember his name, the guy, Cool Keith. It's a Cool Keith album cover, and I think the name of the album is Homo Thugs or something like that. It's fun. And it's a picture of a dude. And he's all thugged out, and the guy puts down, he's got glasses, and with the glasses you can see X-ray, and the guy's got lingerie underneath the, like, thug outfit. And, like, I think about that image all the time. I think about, like... One would.
I think about that image because the idea of, like, streetwear lingerie is very funny to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, like the idea of a guy genuinely wearing like lingerie underneath his bape. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy wearing like bape. He's wearing like, imagine a Balenciaga hoodie, a bape t-shirt, Chrome Hearts beanie. He's got Rick Owens, or he's got True Religions. He's got the propeller.
Chrome Hearts propeller beanie.
That's probably coming. That's probably on the way, dude.
You guys need to pay us if you make that. We're down to collab. Homievulgaris X Chrome Hearts.
Yeah, bang my line, dude. We got ideas. I'm thinking like True Religion jeans and then some Rick Owens, right? Some Rick Owens boots. But beneath, like, and that outfit already is probably like close to like,
that's really expensive.
Yeah, that's probably like 10 grand. There's like a 10 grand, 15 grand, maybe 20 grand outfit. And then just as an added flex, right? Who's it?
So it is 67,000.
Okay, 60. All right, yeah, let's say $67,000 outfit.
It's affordable, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, then underneath that, he has Fredericks of Hollywood underwear and stockings, right? Because Fredericks of Hollywood is extremely expensive. Victoria's negligee, a Victoria's Secret negligee, and then like a custom bespoke bralette, right? And like
And
all
a
of
G-Shock.
yeah, yes, and a G-Shock, and then a Legend of Zelda brooch, the Triforce, bro. But yeah, because the idea of like fashion.
We're just playing paper dolls.
Yeah, we are. But
right
fashion,
now.
but fashion has changed because fashion used to be about how good you look in the things that you thought you looked good in, right? You would buy the Mason Margiela Reebok split toes because you thought you could pull it off. Do you get what I'm saying? It was because it appealed to your style. It appealed to something that you thought you liked. And that's why you bought it. You would buy McQueen bags because they accentuated an aspect of something that was reflected in you. However, that is completely gone. Modern fashion is no longer that. Modern fashion is based entirely on price tag. It's a matter
Not just
of
that, it's a series of templates, like in quote unquote cores or whatever. Like I think a lot of that's going away. I
don't think so. I've seen it get worse. I see people the way that they dress now, and a lot of it is purely just price tag. They're wearing it because it is expensive, not because it looks good on them, not because it matters, not because it's something that they think accentuates their style or their silhouette or their, you know what I'm saying, or like even their worldview. None of that is expressed in their style. The only thing that is expressed is that they have the money to buy these things. You know what I'm saying? And that is kind of a detriment. But if you're gonna go for that, you're not. What are you fucking? You're gonna wear some Hanes underwear? Nah, wear some Fredericks of Hollywood. Wear some agent provocateur. You know what I'm saying? Wear some expensive shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like put some you know, put your little man pussy in some beautiful in some gold lace. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, hey, listen. Because they don't make lingerie for men yet. All right? But until they do.
Frederick Hollywood, you want to hit us up and do a collab?
Yeah, listen, you want to do a collab. All right? Oh man, I got some ideas.
Maybe send us some samples of our product too, because.
Agent provocateur, hit us up. You think I don't got, and listen, I'll model them. One less step you got to take. Jesus Christ. Anyways, we hit an hour. It's been reading.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Let me read off the Patreon before we go. Let me look at the audience and see who is our current audience. Let's see. Filters.
Cash FD.
Let's see. I can get that out. All right. Hell yeah. Let's see. Did this work? Yeah, this worked. All right. Shouts out to the following homies. Oh wait, no. This didn't work.
I gotta get going.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I'll do this. Go ahead and.
Pretend I hooted and hollered at each name because I love all of you. Goodbye.
All right. Bye. All right. Shouts out to the following homies. Jesus Christ. $10 more to the Gorilla Chow Fund. A homie was here. A bag of sand. Agentic AI, entrepreneurs, scale AI. Jesus Christ. Ain't show shit title, enjoyer. And the specialist of thanks to Andrew Morgado, Augur, Billy Egregor, Briggy, Brody, Brian H. Carrie is doing her best. Cassio, who, by the way, sold me Fent, great deals. Cha Cha Slide, CHO Feskatch, Chris Wade, Chris Watson, Chubb Cuckford, hell yeah. Cody Hewitt, Call Me Maybe, Alexa, play The Boys Are Back in Town. Cookie Commissar of the Council of Homies, Counting or Not Counting, Scuba Steve's father, DJ Hogan, Doug M, even smaller Micro Pete Huss, Fembendazole cured my lymphoma. I'm glad it did. Flesh Kaiju, Florian Illebauer, Frank Jafsey, Fred Sharman, Fuck Cheech, Fuzzy, what did Cheech do? Fuzzy Nalgas, Gabriel, God's Creature, Green World, Griselda Noises, Grungus Fungus Dungus, See How Plump My Rump Is, He Devil in France, Her Holiness Pope Marin the Fourth, Jade, James Gilbreath, Jason Sexo, the Ombudsman of Funk, Jim Schmungus, Jiren, Joe Cassidy, Jonathan Weber, Kat, Kenzie Lay, Kiefer. Let's see, who else is coming up? There's lots. Laura, Lee Elliott, Lesbian Actual, a.k.a. Gray Market MILF, Marco El Que Lo Lea, Marie, Midwest Maker, Miss V, Miss Bird, My Shirt is Shitty. Hey, you gotta change your shirt, homie. Names, Oganassin, Quum, Ripstone, Sadish Radish, Santa's Favorite MILF, Socrum Legnar, Solidus Red, Somewhere System, Super Mailboy 64, Stacy's Unk has got me in a funk. Hell yeah. Stephanie Flynn, Steven Sevignano, Super Deformed, both of you dance like you want to win these nuts. The Chiral Spectre strikes again, the disfigured love child of all John Clankos, the Hat Man, the Homie Shop Steward, Sam Porter Limit, the shareholders, the Tarquin Theo, Thug Dimmadome, Twat Snatch Beaver, Viscao, watch me use these prehensile nipples to pick up pennies off the floor, Wax Replica, White Daddy, aka How About You 3D print some hoes on your dick, World's Largest Marco Pinhas, World's Largest Micro Penis, and a new someone finally usurped World's Largest Micro Penis and is now You Gotta Hand Job It Mussolini. I don't like that. Listen, you don't gotta hand job it Mussolini. All right, anyways, bye.
The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively